So the last piece of scripture for this lesson, Matthew chapter 10, verses 25. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the disciples to be like his teacher, and the servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house, how much more will they belie those of his household? So have no fear. Okay, so I do pray that God will open up our hearts to understand his word and to apply it, because it's only an application of his word that we grow as a Christian. It's only when we meditate on it and memorize scripture and live it out that we actually grow as a Christian, where people can actually see Jesus live within us. I pray this over this video and over the material that I talk about today. Okay, so the fruit principle. Basically, if you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given to you. This is my Father's glory. This is to my Father's glory, that you will bear much fruit, showing yourselves to be my disciples. John 15. So the thing with that is, we can ask for whatever we want. The thing that I thought of when I read that was, if we're angry with somebody and we want them to be punished, something like that God won't necessarily answer, because he's a God of love. Okay, so when he disciplines us, it's not the same as us disciplining others or punishing others. Okay, it's not something where he will let something evil happen to them just because you ask. That's not right. So if you're praying over people when we're angry and we're wishing negative things, is that really God? Okay, so rather, if you're angry, you can pray over that person, but pray blessings over that person. So I do think we can ask for a job. I do think we can ask for children. I do think, like, if you're wanting to have a baby, I do think you can ask for anything. But I do also think that he'll give you what you need, not what you want. And I think he'll give you in his timing and what it looks like according to him. So what it looks like according to him and what you think it should be are two different things. There could be two different things. So I do think asking him for what you need is important. So you're putting it at his feet, as in telling him what you need and then letting it go. But getting what you actually need may look different. So I think be open-minded to the perspective of God knows better. So if a door doesn't open, or if a door closes, or if a door stays open that you want it to close, it's all according to what he wants. Okay? But also, the reason why we get things, the reason why we are blessed with stuff and provided with things, is to glorify him. It's got nothing to do with us. It is literally to glorify him, because he's saying, I am looking after you, I'm providing for you. But on the flip side of that is that if we are being blessed, we need to bless others. So there wouldn't be a poverty issue if we looked after our people in the world and in the country that we live in. There wouldn't be certain problems in the world if we looked after each other. We receive so that we can bless others. It's that simple. We just don't. We choose not to. We tend to maybe let fear get the better of us, or greed, or whatever the case is. But when we give, it's to glorify God. It's to show people that Jesus lives within us. That is also the difference between somebody who gives generously who's not Christian and somebody who gives when they are Christian. Because it's not about them looking good. It's not about you looking good. It's about us showing the world that God exists and that Jesus lives within us. That's what it's about. So it's not good enough to be somebody who serves. It's the reason why you're serving. That's important. Okay? Alright, so the fruit principle, according to this book, he describes it as the upward view of discipleship. So I suppose what it is it's either you're looking up at the person, or you're looking down. So you actually, it's a bird's eye view from where God's watching us, or we're watching fellow Christians from the top to see what's actually happening. There's no inferiority and there's no superiority, but sometimes we see things more clearly when we have a bird's eye view of things. So it's an upward view. So, for example, people in a helicopter, we're looking down, seeing a person help a granny to load her car, or to push her trolley to her car. From a bird's eye view, you see all the cars and you see this serving situation happening. What does this person in the helicopter think? Maybe somebody who generally doesn't help people. Maybe somebody who loves Jesus. We don't know. But the fruit principle is an upward perspective, as in seeing the bigger picture, as in you're doing things for God, as in you're doing His work for Him on this earth. And it also says that fruitless is a contradiction to the Christian life. So if you're not bearing fruit in whatever form, it is a contradiction. So if you do love Jesus and you do have a heart for Jesus, that's fantastic. But is there fruit showing in your life? Because if there isn't, you need to have a conversation with God as to how that could change.